What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be playing around with a title called Atomfall. I went ahead and fell on the grenade this morning and bought the $70 version so that we could get this feature out before the game releases. And so this is kind of like, honestly, the vibe that I got from like the 45 minutes that I played prior just to test and make sure the graphics and everything else were working properly. It kind of reminds me of like BioShock meets Metro meets Stalker. So it's an open world sort of survival game with light RPG elements and crafting and sort of Metroidvania progression where you find items that allow you to get to new areas that unlock different chunks of the map that you can wander through. So we're going to check the game out. I'll probably cut this video a little bit longer just so you can get a better look at it since the game's not even out yet for another day or two. You can find that link down below to the Atomfall page. Technically, this game is indie. It's both made and published by Rebellion, so it's right inside my wheelhouse even though it's got all the AA trappings. Let's dive on in, see if we can have a good time with the game. There's other Nerd Castle links down below if you just wanted to check that out, but let's do this thing. We'll put it on Survivor difficulty, and let's run it.
Windscale, the pride of Britain. Nestled in the picturesque Lake District, the state-of-the-art atom plant has transformed this rugged landscape into the envy of its northern neighbors. Scientific progress waits for no one, and
the public has nothing to fear.
The area will be reopened by Christmas at the latest.
The situation is more complex than was at first understood.
No military expeditions into the area have been lost. Where did you get such an idea?
Perhaps by next Christmas. No! No more reconnaissance flights! The interference field is bringing down aircraft like clay pigeons!
Let me be clear. Our experts are monitoring the situation, and I would urge everyone to remain calm. The situation in Cumberland is well in hand.
Is anybody there? I need help. Who are you? What are you doing in here? I thought this place was secure. Where's Dr. Powell?
I don't even know who Dr. Powell is.
You don't know? Lying here in a sealed bunker inside the quarantine zone, and you don't know. Damn it, listen. I'll help you. Explain what I can. But I need your help in return, all right? You're trapped in the quarantine zone around the Windscale atom plant. That's where it all went wrong. The only way to Windscale is through the interchange. You'll need my key card, or you'll never get in. There are people, people who will help you escape, but they won't do it for free. I've lost so much blood. I can't think straight. There should be supplies nearby. Alcohol and rest. Stop the bleeding, please.
All right, here's a quick question. What did that to you? Because it looks like it knocked a dinner plate-sized chunk out of the side of your body, and if it's out there, I would like to know what it is, where it is, and how it operates. But here we are inside of our little bunker. We've got to go through some basic crafting tutorialization by picking up the sheer ridiculous volumes of alcohol that apparently you can find inside every single British military top secret location. So let's get that stuff. We've got a crate over here. Most interactions inside the game that I've seen so far sort of use the console hold down a button method in order to get it done. The game does have a crafting system as you travel around. From what I've seen so far, this game is really big on exploration. Just about everything in this game seems to unlock via you exploring around. All right, here's your bandage, man. I got you. I'm gonna heal you right up because I have that same gas mask. We're gas mask buddies, dude. I have that same gas mask. It's in my closet right now. I got it when I was 10 years old at a military surplus shop. The rubber's all cracked on it. It's not keeping any gases out anymore, but it's the identical same one. It's even got the red ring and everything. Here's a bandage.
Thank you. Delaying the inevitable, I'm afraid. But at least I can think more clearly now. Here's my key card. It will get you out of here and into the interchange. It doesn't matter what else happens. As long as the truth of this place gets out. Here are my notes. Everything I remember. much, but it's all I can do. Now listen, there's still every chance that something bad may happen to me, and you shouldn't be here when it does. If I can ever repay you for helping me, I will. But for your own safety, you should go. Leave me. Go now.
All right, you gotta ask me twice. I'm all about self-preservation. I don't have that altruism stuff, man. You're gonna figure it out. You're gonna be all right, but I'm gonna get on out of here. Just because, you know, you seem to be implying that you're gonna become some kind of raggedy monster or something, and I don't want to be here when it happens. All right. Another question. I'm just going to close that behind me in case he does go full-on zombie mode. That seems to be how it goes in games like this in Stalker. They're your buddy, and then the next thing you know, they're a zombie, and they're creeping up behind you while you're engaging with other enemy. Rifle ammo, eh? I'll take a singular rifle bullet. Kind of a destroyed robot.
You tagged me, but I tagged you a bloody sight worse. Show your face. Let's get it over with, eh?
Where's he at? He's right there. What's he trying to do? The game does seem to be focused not totally on stealth, like you can throw down and fight with people, but my general experience is... Somehow I doubt it, man. It doesn't sound like you want to be friends. I'm going to see if I can sneak around behind him, because the game does have a stealth system. However, it is very, very unforgiving from what I've played so far. The enemy detects you very quickly, and they can detect you from a long ways off. And so I'm guessing that further on in the game, we've got like different stealth upgrades that make us harder to find, but I haven't gotten to those yet. And so I've mostly just been brawling with everything that looks at me wrong. Jet Ace Logan, Evil in Orbit. Okay. Cool, man. Do I get anything from that? It just opens up a comic book? Okay. I was trying to see if maybe I unlock some skills or something. There's like skill books and things around that'll let you kind of upgrade. Like I said, very, very light RPG aspects to this game. Nothing crazy deep that's going to blow your mind when it comes to like building out your character. It's mostly like you find something and then it makes you better at something, and that's that. Let's see if we can get into this door over here. Can't get into that door because it's barred from the other side. I do feel like there's got to be some more stuff inside of here, though. Yeah, there we go. Big old scrap pile. Grab that. What's up with this door up here? Can I get into this door? I didn't really, like, look around this place. I was trying to get out into the major gameplay when I was setting up for the video, and so we should definitely have a look around just in case, because I was 100% not being a completionist the last time I came through here. And we've got blood that is running into a ventilation space. Yup, that's a smart place to crawl into. Let's send it. Anything sitting around on these well-stocked shelves? A glass bottle. We've got another box of scrap. Assume that's going to be useful at some point. Glass bottle. And hey, it's Dr. Powell. We now know what happened to him. What's his little note say? Don't think about going back outside. The bloody radio is useless in the zone, and fixing it is going to be the death of you. Outlaws are sniffing around now. They might have spotted me on the last trip. I have to go one more time. I think the key card is finally working and don't want to forget where the damn place is before I can try it. I'll be back by morning. Stay inside. Dr. Powell didn't make it. Fancy suit, not so great at stopping bandit blades. And so, RIP to the homie. Let's see if we can get this open over here. There we go. There's lots and lots of doors in this game that are like that. They're locked from the outside, but usually there's some kind of like secret way for you to get around and actually get the door open. Let's crash on out of the bunker and into the greater wide world of England. England! I have arrived. I have finally landed on your rosy and beautiful shores. Slatten Dale. That sounds like a place in Britain. I've never been, but they all seem to have names like that, so like, whatever. I like the cragginess of it, though. Kind of reminds me of Marin here in California. All right, yeah, telephone.
Oberon must die.
What?
Oberon must die.
Huh. Not at all concerning. How did they know I was coming out of the bunker at exactly that moment? No clue. We've got a little bit of intrigue being unloaded on us right now. And there's a big bridge over here, and like over that way, that's the direction that I went when I was testing the game out. There's a bandit base over there, like 10 feet down that road, and let me tell you what, this game really, really prefers volumes of enemies over like single fights. You're not going to be squaring up with like one guy a lot of the time in this game. If you choose to go the combat route, you are almost always going to be outnumbered and your health disappears pretty quickly. To give you some rough idea of the mechanics that we're playing around with right now, bottom right hand corner of the screen, you got a health meter. You've seen it in a million billion games before. However, this game utilizes sort of a reverse stamina meter, I guess. You've got a heart rate meter, and everything you do that exerts your character, from jumping to climbing to swinging your weapon, all that kind of stuff. Oop, is that a good guy or a bad guy? I can't tell. Oh, no, he's picking through that helicopter over there. I don't have a weapon or anything yet. I'd rather not fight anybody, but it also looks like he does not have a weapon. And I don't know, maybe our character was the recipient of the Golden Glover, so oh, no, he's definitely got a weapon. A chunky one. The real question is, how good is his peripheral vision? Hopefully real bad. Let's see if we can take him down real quick. I would rather not catch the business end of... Man! I am speed bagging that dude's face and he won't go down. It would figure that I have been put into the world as a guy that has a terminal case of pillow hands, wasn't it? We've got a police truncheon. I'll take that. Our little whooping stick right there. We got something to defend ourselves with now. You got scraps and a Cornish pasty. What the hell is a pasty? I mean, to me, it looks like a home run pie, but figuring we're in England right now, it's probably got meat in it or something. All right, don't know what a pasty is, but I am now the owner of a brand new pasty. Slightly used pasty, a cloth, a coded message, Agravain's lockbox key, and some alcohol. A new lead. Oh, hell yeah, we got ourselves a mission. Okay. Let's look at it. A message written in code. The translation has been scribbled beneath it. Absent yourself from the convoy as soon as possible. Be discreet. There's a shed in Slattendale railyard. Grid reference 28.7 east, 77.5 north. Make your way there. If I cannot wait, I'll leave the supplies. Use the key to access them. Okay, let's track it, dude. Is it going to tell me where it's at on the map, or do I just have to, like, figure it out? It looks like whatever's hidden is going to be right about here if we take a look at the grid lines with the coordinates. So it's a little ways off, but we found something to work on, which is good. What's up with this door over here? The Slate Mine Caves? Well, hold on. Let me get on top of the bridge first, because I saw a way to get up on top of the bridge, and I'd like to have a look. Let's get up on the bridge up here. Just sort of see if there's anything else going. What in the hell is this tiny little Tinker Toy tank, bro? Can a guy even fit inside of that? Look at the size of it. It's tiny. It's kind of adorable. I don't know. I'd probably give it some kind of adorable name like Wrathgar the Destroyer. What's up with this guy? A cricket bat, some rifle ammo, some glass, and some gunpowder. All right, and then there's an unexplored bunker. Don't look like there's anything that way, so maybe we go into the bunker and just kind of like see what's rattling along on this side. Bunker L7. We started out in Bunker L8, so like maybe we'll find something good here. My man got his cricket pads on. A hatchet, torch, gunpowder, and cloth. All right, so what are my weapon options here? I don't see the hatchet inside my inventory, which really sucks because I was planning to go all like, you know, Ragnar the Red on people, but I guess I can't. My man got his cricket pads on right now. Got his newsboy cap on too. I don't think there's ever like an excuse for wearing a newsboy cap. It just feels like one of those pieces of head apparel that I would just never even consider. It's up there with like a fedora, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not Jason Mraz, so like I don't think I can pull it off, you know what I mean? Like it just feels like a very selective group of people that can pull off those headwears. And in the case of a newsboy cap, it feels like all of them are under the age of 10. And then in the case of like a fedora, what in the hell is that thing? Oh my lord. A training stimulant? What did that do? Training stimulants can be unlocked. We can use them to unlock buffs and abilities in the skill menu. Okay. What can I get? It looks like I can get kick stun, or I can get weapon throw. I'll probably go with kick stuns, I guess. Let's do kick stuns. What key is my kick on? It's on the F key. There you go. So we've got that covered. Nyah! Just kick them in the shins with my Merrills real quick. Hopefully they're the steel toe version. Pistol ammo right there. What's up with the backpack? You got a gun or something around here? There's like military bases all over the place, and we haven't seen like a single anything. We haven't found a Webley dude, although I guess this would be after that time period. We haven't found like a Walther, a dispatch tube. So this is the banking system inside the game. You may have noticed that you have a very small inventory. You only have like 12 slots. The banking system is how you rectify that. I'll probably just throw the taters in there, but I'll throw the taters and the tea inside of there for later, but I'm holding on to my pasty because it actually kind of looks like... Do I have ammo? I have 3 bullets for this gun that looks like it's a bomb. Dude, I wouldn't shoot this gun. That's a terrible mistake. This thing looks properly stepped on. Like, it looks like it's been through somebody's digestive system, dude. This is a gnarly revolver. Let's look at this interchange thing. You came from the interchange. Don't forget where you came from. Don't forget where you buried the secrets. 29.5, 73.6. Okay, so that's another one that's going to be a little bit west of the train yard and a little bit further north. Okay, it is November. No, the second one was north and south. So that one's going to be kind of like in the train yard region too. The secrets will help you remember the interchange. It's November 1957 and you're the only one left. Do not forget the ones trapped inside and do not forget quarantine protocol. Don't listen to the voices. Fair. Fair. Ooh, a granata. I'll take that. Anything else spicy sitting around here? I got to rearrange my weapon hotkeys. I want my pistol on 1. I want that on 4. I would prefer it if my grenade... I would prefer it if my grenade was actually just a G key spam. That's my favorite grenade configuration in video games, dude. I just like it when you press G and your guy auto-chucks a grenade. I don't want to have to, like, take the thing out. There we... Well, maybe we want to have the thing out. It sounds like there's something over here. There's definitely something over here. And now it's dead. I don't have any more ammo, but that was a nice weapon check animation. How do I use my torch? It looks like we've got Doom 3 rules here, where I can have a flashlight out, but I can't have anything else out, which I think is probably going to ratchet up the tension pretty good. But there's a feral over here. Okay, so in theme with, you know, Stalker and Fallout and those kinds of games, we have feral ghouls running around. Not particularly original, but frankly, where would the wasteland be without a few mindless, crazy zombies running around? What is this plant over here that he was, like, all into? Is he, like, growing out of the wall like The Last of Us? Is he a fungus? I did a finalized sweep of the bunker and didn't find anything. I think we've got most of the loot out of this place. So let's bail on out of the Slatten Dale Lab 7, and we'll go down and we'll check that mine door down there too, just to make sure, because this was pretty lucrative for me. I got myself a gun that's made out of tetanus, and so that's a nice come up. We fired it twice. We didn't blow off any of our fingers, which is pretty cool. So I now trust this gun with my life, wholeheartedly. I would start a life with this. In fact, I would hazard a guess that I would start a new life with this gun as the linchpin and foundation of my overall living strategy. What's inside here? Is it going to be bad? All right, let's get low. And we'll just kind of keep our head on a swivel and see what happens once we get down here. Glass bottle, scrap. Oh, don't like that. No, thank you. That triggered something primal. Weirdly enough, my family were all copper miners up until like the 1950s in Arizona. And so maybe that's where it comes from. Maybe it's like genetic. I hear tumbling stone and I get instantly nervous. take the scrap. We need to find some crafting blueprints, though. Where's my flashlight at? Flashlight doesn't have a real great throw on it, does it? Like, it's not even illuminating that wall right there. I don't like it when games have useless flashlights, man. Like, turn that thing up. Ooh, shotgun ammo. I like what that's implying. Obviously, we're not going to be able to go up the lift, but maybe increase the throw on the flashlight by like 3 or 4x, because it looks like the cutoff point is basically like 15 feet or so. I don't know. Maybe it's a really crappy flashlight. I don't know how crappy flashlights were. Oh, they're attacking me? Get off me! Damn it, dude. Now I got coronavirus. Or like Ebola or something weird. Get out of here. I'm just gonna flail wildly, and as you can see, my heart rate, because my character has spent his entire life eating potato chips in front of the TV, he swings a weapon 3 times and his heart rate is at 130 BPM. Cardio was not a consideration prior to the world falling apart, I'll tell you that much. The good news is the game lets me save whenever the hell I want. Is he a good person or a bad person? I don't know if I should, like, choke him out. I'll tell you what I definitely should not do. I should not discharge a gun inside of a mine. Hey, buddy. I'm just gonna walk up.
Who's out there?
It me.
Stay back. What are you doing in here? Who knows what might have followed you in?
I'm just lost. That's pretty much it.
Oh, you're lost, all right. You really don't know where you are. Are you all right? If you don't mind me saying so, you look proper peaky.
I don't know what peaky means. That's not a word that we use where I live at. Apparently it means that I look sick. I just looked it up real fast. It was the easiest way to get to the bottom of this, because I needed to derive whether or not this man was insulting me to my face while I'm holding, you know, a rusty weapon. I just woke up and have no idea how I got here.
Well, ain't that a turn up for the books? Mayhap I can help you find your feet a tad. This is the quarantine zone. They built hell in Cumberland, and you're right slap bang in it. Government boffins used to be here. Don't know what they were doing, but it all went to cock in the end. Look, if you've a question about these caves, I can help. I don't know much about how else, though. Supplies I could trade, if that's what you're after.
Interesting. I'm not gonna barter for right now, but where does this go?
Well, this tunnel's part of the old cart route. What's left of it, any road. It's like a loop, takes you in and out of Slatten Dale. The Dale's busy with outlaws, so watch yourself if you go that way. Oh, and there's a fenced-off way, goes into the soldiers' territory. Skethermoor, that is. Can't recommend that. Not unless you're keen to get yourself shot or burned to a crisp. You know, I must say, it's nice to talk to someone. Someone who's properly here, that is. Not just a voice in my head.
Wait, you got a voice in your head?
Oh. Said that out loud, did I? Oh, I know how that must sound, but, exactly that. Well, voices, really. More than one. But, well, now, you really are a stranger, aren't you? They don't know who you are. Usually, you see, the voices tell me when someone's coming. That's how I know to hide.
So you talk back to them?
Well, aye. On occasion. It's like this, you see. They chatter away. The voices in my head. Not all the time, but a lot of it. Sometimes they're only whispers. Other times, not often, it's like they're standing right next to me.
What do they say?
Hard to make out most of the time, but other times, they whisper about places. Hidden, secret places. Sometimes I think they're whispering from such places. Or mayhap I'm there, listening to them. Lord, I shouldn't be telling you this. It could make them angry.
Huh. Maybe I can help?
I wonder... Perhaps if you can find it and open it. Listen, I used to work these mines. The biggest one, the boffins took over when they arrived, started building something inside. Now, what did they call the place? Oh, but yes. Interchange. That was it. And I've heard the voices say that name. I'm sure I have. They closed up the old mine entrance, but I suppose they must have hidden a new one elsewhere. Mayhap the voices are ghosts, trapped inside. Mayhap opening a way to them will make the voices happy. Mayhap they'll leave me alone then.
Alright. Do you know where I should start looking?
A few months back, people outside the walls sent in a convoy. All soldiers and that. They'd have been heading to the interchange, I'm sure. Didn't get far, of course. They were an ambush. Could hear the screaming a mile away. You'd maybe find some clues if you search through wreckage. I'll mark the spot for you.
Sick.
Oh, don't think they've done so for years now. On account of their people never getting back out again. Now it gets out of here. Whole point of a quarantine, isn't it?
Okay, well I should probably get moving then. Let's look around the mine a little bit more because I bet there's some goodies around here. At the bare minimum, we might be able to find a good supply of gunpowder or maybe like a blueprint for dynamite or something. Some cloth right there, a little bit of scrap right there. That's what I'm talking about. That's the good stuff. So where does this door go to right here? Like, where is this taking me? Skethermoor. Okay, I don't know if I want to go to Skethermoor or Sketherless right now. I kind of want to stay inside the mine, so I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. We got plenty of time on our hands because I plan on cutting this video a little bit longer just to get a real vibe of what the game is going for. It looks like we got like a little table and basket over on this side. The game just saved, though. I hate that. Don't know why it just saved, but it just saved. Cloth is good. Bandages in this game give you a fat chunk of your HP back, so it's not ever a terrible idea to just have a few of them sitting around in your inventory. I don't think you can hotkey them, though. Like, I looked around for the way to set up consumables on my bars or whatever, but it won't let you drag them over there. Won't let you drag them into there, so I'm guessing the only way that you can really heal is by going to the menu mid-combat because it pauses the game, which does feel like, you know, they could make a smoother method, I guess, but maybe I missed it. Bugger off, just die. Friendly sort. Okay. These people love visitors. So that takes us to Slatten Dale, which is that bandit base. So this is kind of like a little fast travel spot if you think about it. It's like a little hub that lets you get to a couple of different places quick. Maybe we'll try out the one that takes us to Skethermoor first. Because I've been to Slatten Dale when I was playing around with the game, and that's not going to work out for us until we've got like something automatic with a lot of ammo. And so I'll give you a hint. If you go to Slatten Dale, you're going to have a bad time. It's going to seem like you're going to be having a good time, like assassinating bandits and stuff, but I promise it's going to get out of control. It did for me. And then the next thing you know, you've got a bunch of raving cricket lunatics chasing you down a hill with you running for your life with no ammo and no healing left. So, like, you've been warned. Slate Mine Ruins. Ooh, a dead guy. What's a dead guy got? Cornish pasty, water, and a recipe for painkillers. Why do I hear a robot? What is that stomping sound? Oh, Christ. Woo! I don't know if we should be here. I don't know if he was explicitly aiming at me or if he was aiming at somebody else. Where did this pop me out at? Oh, all the way over to the west. Okay. I mean, how are you guys feeling right now about a napalmy death? Is napalmy a word? I think it should be a word. It's descriptive. It tells you exactly what it is the second that you hear it. Bro, shut up! No! Be quiet!
This land looks safe. This land is not safe. You should be cautious in this land. This land may kill you.
Yeah, I hadn't figured that out with the giant 30-foot robot covered in flamethrowers. Oh, he's like headed out of town. He's like moving away. Hold up. Does he work for bandits? Or are those like military guys? I can't tell who they are, but there's a lot of them. And I want no part of it. What is this thing? I mean, it's got a hitbox, but it doesn't seem like I'm accomplishing anything by smacking it. Maybe later. What was that noise? What is that thing? Ooh. Gun oil, pistol ammo, and glue. There we go. Do I actually have, like, a proper wheel of ammo right now? I do like it. I like how it keeps track of the chambers. That's a really, really nice detail. The game keeps track of all of your vacant chambers for you. Ooh. A cellar? Grab some cloth. A button. I don't know that I want to push the button just yet. We don't know what the button does. What if it's like a purge everything alive in the cellar button? It could be. It's not outside the realm of possibility. I see that incredulous look that you have right now. It could be. You never know, man. What did I find? A series of hastily scribbled notes accompanied by indecipherable shorthand. 2 months since disaster, radios down. Exodus to woods, follow, question mark. Strict martial law and protocol. Still no words from illegible. Are the scientists still alive? Okay. Nothing under the bed that looks worthwhile to throw into our inventory for right now. Ow! Little bastard! Did I get him? Oh god, he's right there, dude. The worst part is I like rats and mice, dude. I think they're adorable. You made me beat you to death. Now I feel bad about myself. I'll take that whiskey right there, though. Glass bottle. Ooh, hello. Little secrety secret back here. What you got? Ooh, that box looks good. A training stimulant, some poison, and SMG ammo. I don't have a SMG yet, but I'm sure it's never too soon to start stockpiling. I'm going to take the pistol this time around because my thinking is that I can... That's actually kind of a larger caliber. What kind of gun is this? Doesn't say, but it's some kind of like break-action Webley looking thing. I can eat a Cornish pasty. Hey, that healed me up good. Who knew? Who knew that British food had such restorative qualities? All right, let's go push the button. I bet this thing's going to open and there's going to be a secret door behind it. I haven't seen that model for like a wardrobe yet or like an armoire or whatever. Oh, I was wrong. It opened over here. Ah, I was right, but in a roundabout way. I'll take that. That's way better. I'm going to tell my wife that I was right today. That's going to be the best thing ever. What is this? Hiding in some bushes to dodge a patrol as one does and got lucky for once. It didn't seem that way at first. The oafs threw down their kit and awarded themselves a sly breather right by my hiding space. Of course, they started gossiping like old wives, mentioned something called the interchange, the entrance to which is apparently near the foot of the concrete monstrosity of an outpost they use. It seems that their captain is very keen to get in, but they can't get past the door. Another mystery. May have to stay that way, too. Area's alive with soldiers. Very dangerous. Okay, our goal from the first scientist guy was to find the interchange, and so far we found a couple of pieces of information about said interchange. You ever see equations on like chalkboards or whiteboards in video games, and you wonder if any of them are actually connected or if they just grabbed a whole bunch of sciencey looking stuff and threw it together? I wonder that all the time when I see sciencey things in video games. Unfortunately, it's been so long since my science degree that You know, after a good decade and a half or so, you just kind of forget, you know what I mean? Like, all that stuff you paid good money to learn, womp womp, all gone. We got a guitar over here. It looks like we've got ourselves a secret little loot room. We got some glue right there. A knife. Hell yeah, now we're speaking my language. Let's go. Yup, we got the bayonet knife. Ooh, we can shiv a bitch. Hell yeah. I'm gonna get in there San Quentin style. Just like elbow over the face, push him into the wall, shank him up. Just keep shanking till he stops moving. All right. I don't need the radio on. We can turn that off. We're conserving electricity around here. Bard Crate's got another training stimulant and some rifle ammunition, if we can manage to track down a rifle. What was for the crafting? For the pain pills? How do I make the pain pills? So for the pain pills, we need herbs, and it looks like we need iodine. I can't read because that's not going away. Go away. We need iodine in order to make the pain kills, but they give you a damage resistance buff. So that would probably be super good for intense situations where you're heavily outnumbered. A little bit more cloth. Ammo tin ain't got nothing in it. Some extra water. I may want to go back to the mine and trade with that guy just to make sure that my ammo stockpile ends up being really good. We've got a bunch of toilet paper that auto-convert. Can I flush the toilet? Oh, they're missing that detail, dude. Dude, what did you even need a toilet for? You've got a perfectly good grate right there. Just pee in that, and if you got to do a 2, you just waffle stomp it on in there like that. You just tap dance on it real quick till it all falls down. Then you close the door and pretend like it's not disgusting in there. To this day, I think the word waffle stomp may actually be the greatest English invention on Earth. Not created by the English, but I mean we as English users. I feel like waffle stomp is one of those iconic English words that like everybody knows what it means that speaks English, and then outside of that it just sounds like a nonsense phrase. Uh-oh. Am I about to get shot at? Oh, I am getting shot at. Okay, back inside the mine. Get the gat out. Get the gat out. How many of them are there gonna be? Oh! He's down. We got him. Reload real quick. Oh, he's got a homie. I think we got him. Oh, robot. Ah! Give me that gun. Give me that loot. Give me that loot. Give me that gun. Run. Okay, okay. Back in the go. Heart rate, don't fail me now. That's my war cry right there. That's the war cry. I break it out in very intense situations to protect myself from harm. Hopefully they can't follow me inside. Something tells me they're going to blast this thing shut after somebody just came through and assassinated some of their guys. So we've got a Falkirk battle rifle, a semi-automatic sniper rifle. Hell yeah. We have a broadside auto 5. Okay, so we've got a semi-automatic shotgun. I feel like we're coming out pretty well right now. That's the way that I feel. Let's put the rifle on 3, the shotgun. We'll swap those. There we go. How much ammo do I have for each of these? Oh my god, dude, look at that thing. It's a mess. I do like that front sight blade, though. Doesn't look too bad. How we doing with the auto 5? Auto 5, looks like we have 5 rounds to go inside the auto 5 because we're staying thematic right now. I am. Would you like to trade, please? I would like to see what useful things you have available. So he's got makeshift grenade over here. He's got gunpowder. It looks like he's got a metal detector so that I can go and look for just hidden objects, I guess, sort of like Zelda style. Which one of these pistols has my ammo in it? It looks like it just imports the ammo to whatever gun you have equipped. So, like, whatever amount of chambers my previous revolver had empty, if I swap out my revolvers, the new one will have the same amount of ammo in it. They do want to have some kind of indicator here, though, to tell you which one is equipped. Even if it's just like a little icon on it, that would be super helpful. You can take the cricket back, because I'll probably use the knife from now on. You can take the bread. I don't think I'm going to need that. I'm sort of like, I was hoping he would have ammunition or something. Makeshift grenade. What's that going to cost me? As it turns out, that recipe is going to be kind of expensive. I could trade him, like, most of the stuff in my inventory right now, and we barely break even on it. I don't need to hear more about the voices in the depths. I am feeling a little bit better, though. Aw, dude. Damn bats. As it turns out, stabbing bats significantly more difficult than just cleaving them down with a melee weapon. Am I bleeding or anything right now? I think we're okay. Let's get back to the front entrance, and so far I'm having a good time with exploration. Like, you can definitely tell this is a show don't tell game. Like, they've basically given us 0 direction since we came out of the first lab. There hasn't really been a whole lot of storyline so far, except that we've woken up in a place where things are going markedly wrong. And other than that, we're just kind of free to roam around, and thus far, I have felt very rewarded for just wandering around. We found all kinds of equipment and stuff. When I played through the first time for, like, just to test the game out prior to the recording of the video to get some first impressions thoughts together, I didn't really equip up. I just started wandering in a different direction, and man, dude, I got tuned up. I was not having a good time. There was so many bad guys around. Oh. I got 4 bullets left. This may not be the time to go super crazy with my ammunition. They will turn around, though, if I move in a noisy fashion. Oh, there's another one. That's not good. I don't think I can go up this way either. Oh, you can hide in bushes? That's really good to know. Am I, like, invisible while I'm in the bushes, or will they still see me if they, like, directly look at me? Because this Baron Samedi-looking guy over here, he needs to get got. This guy is a problem. I can tell from looking at him. Oh, they're all coming back down? Last one's coming right there. We'll stay in the bushes. We'll pick him off first. Then we'll get the other 2, because one of them's got a gun, and I would like to have that gun. Or at the bare minimum, I would like for him to not have a gun. Those are all acceptable outcomes here. Okay, this guy's first. Dun dun. Dun dun. Dun dun. Okay, so they can hear you when you assassinate their buddy. It me! Put it down. Drop the weapon, drop the weapon, drop the weapon. Drop it. Drop it. I tried to tell him. Did I not try? I'm not a murderous monster. I tried. I gave him the opportunity. I only tried that because one time when I held a guy up with a gun while I was testing the game out, I held a guy up while he was testing the... I held a guy up while I was testing the game out, and I rocked up on just one bandit by himself, and when I aimed my gun at him, he put his weapon on the ground and he put his hands up in the air, but I couldn't figure out how to make him be like, shoo, or like how to rob him, you know what I mean, and take his stuff, and so I eventually just kind of shot an unarmed man because, you know, loot frenzy took over. I was very, very hungry for acquisitions, all right? I wanted stuff and things, and he was not giving it to me, and that meant that he needed to be punished. I don't think that we need an old table leg. I think I would rather have the varmint rifle. Don't really want that club. What did this guy have? I had to bail out before anything else happened. He just had a piece of cloth on him. Okay, acceptable. And now I know that these are herbs. I thought they were just environmental flowers. Let me see if I can clear out my inventory a little bit. Inventory space cleaned out. I am finding the inventory, though, to be pretty restrictive as it stands right now. Like, 12 slots is not a lot of slots for a game where every single enemy drops at least 2 items of varying types. I guess they probably don't want me to be hoarding everything I lay my greasy little fingers on, though. I'm feeling a little... Well, 2 bullets. How many I got in here? 4 bullets in there. And then I had like 11 in this bad boy. The rifle may be our go-to for this next little section, but we'll find out. Let's make our way down the hill and see what kind of trouble we can get into, because we still got a little bit of time left on the meter. I feel like so far this has been a pretty good look at the game. It hasn't like knocked my socks off, but it's done things proficiently, except for the melee. Uh-oh. Okay. Hey, buddy. You got any stuff I can have? Oh, yeah, we need to level up, too, dude. I gotta go on my skills menu real quick. So kick stun duration we already did. Weapon throwing we have unlocked, and everything else we haven't found what allows us to do it yet. And so I think we're just gonna be riding on top of one of our stimulant needles for a second. What's up with you, man?
How do? Where did you come from, then?
No idea how I got here.
Blimey. You must have taken a knock on the noggin or something. Still, you're looking decent fettled now. My name's Nat, by the way. Forgive me being curious of strangers. This place has been off for years. There've been strange happenings. You have to be careful who you trust. Not civilized round here anymore, just savages that roam about. And a few survivors, like myself.
Savages?
Well, there's a bunch who call themselves outlaws. But if you're expecting Robin Hood and his merry men, you're gonna be properly disappointed. Right shower of ne'er-do-wells and bullies. Keep well away from them, if you want my advice. And there's other things too. Nasty things. I've seen them, and I'm sure we've got the boffins to thank for it. Shady, secret stuff them scientists were up to. Whatever they were doing, they were right keen to bury it when it went wrong.
Go on.
Listen, I overheard them once, the blokes in noddy suits. The ones that appeared right after the disaster, talking about their quarantine. How they had to seal the place. Said something about an interchange, a secret project. But I should stop talking before I get carried away. Not personal. I can be a right chatterbox, that's all. It's what they chucked me up the village for, the buggers.
Okay. You were just getting to the good stuff.
Aye. Well, whatever the boffins were up to in that interchange, what's it? I'm sure it wasn't good. This place is riddled with secret bunkers. Or so I've heard. Such things were kept hidden from the likes of us, of course. But look, if you want more, you'd be wise to ask Molly, the tinker. An ear for information has Molly. She's usually camped just north of here. Now, I'm not sure I should be saying out more to a stranger.
All right.
So long. Watch yourself around here, right?
Will do. So we've got like a location of a trader or something. Oh yeah, the convoy wreckage is over there. Okay, let's go after the convoy wreckage for right now. We'll skirt around the outside edge of the village because the village itself is basically a giant bandit hive with like big 10-guy patrols like we ran into when we went over to like that little military base with the robots. These guys don't have robots, but go to sleep. The enemies do have pretty good awareness, though, so they will hear gunshots and things. If you're busting mad rounds, they will come and investigate, and they'll be like, "What was that very loud gunshot I just heard?" I do kind of want to shank a guy. Is there anybody shankable around here? Like, I'm in the mood for a good jolly shanking, you know? He's got to chib him up. This building over here is locked.
Just calm down, right? No need for bloodshed. Is that...
Sure, no need for bloodshed. You guys go your way, I'll go my way. Oh, sneak attack, betrayal. There we go. You hit them head taps, dude. This rifle's kind of a banger. This thing's got some slap to it, man. It's not playing around. It puts him to sleep. We got a dead guy in a bin over there. We've got a broken open government container. Stick together. I told you Burks to stick together, and the first thing you do is let Ted wander off on his own, and now we're a hand short. As I thought I made very clear, we can't go to the labor exchange and get a new man. Look out for one another like family. That's how we stay alive. I know Ted were an idiot, but that's not the point. Oh, this guy came and investigated. What's he got? Oh. Ow, he punched me. Yeah, get shanked. Doesn't have any loot on him, unfortunately. But yeah, they're going to come through. So, like, they're going to investigate the gunshots that just went off. And in fact, my general observation is that they investigate from really far away. Like, they just sort of start to trickle in any direction of a gunshot that you hear. I haven't seen any dynamic combat happening just yet, but I haven't gotten super far out into the wilderness yet either. And so I haven't seen, like, you know, the military throwing down with bandits or anything else like that. Hopefully that's a thing, because it would definitely make the world feel more alive. Police truncheon and potatoes. I'll take the taters. Give me them old taters right there. We've got a rifle. 2 rifle bullets. I keep pulling away because I expect it to lock my camera while I'm looting. Like the menu takes preference, but that's not actually how it works. You got ammo? You do. 1 bullet and a couple of other crafting materials. Very nice. These we're just going to eat right now to get our health back. I don't really want the single shot rifle, so I don't really care about that too much. I've got a semi-auto over here that I'm pretty pleased with its performance so far. Like, I'm happy with the way that this is sitting guys down. That door just opens back up over here. There's another building over there. I never checked that building across the street from the talkative guy. Let's check this building real quick now that we've gotten done with our throwdown. Okay. I see what's going on here. Love these little secrety, squirrely, hidey places that the game has all over the place. Makes exploration and, like, just looking around and using your perception feels satisfying. Shotgun ammo. He's got a shotgun. I don't really need a rusty shotgun right now. A grenade might be nice, if nothing else, for maybe trading. I don't really use throwables in games like this. I use throwables and stuff like Tarkov, but in more arcadey shooters, I've never really used throwables all that much. Like, I find what happens is either, like, the grenade will land right at their feet and then 4 guys will not die. They'll just stagger for a second when it goes off. Or guys just run away. Like, they always program that into video games. When a grenade lands, they scatter. And so none of them get hit anyways. And I think that locked in somewhere in the early 2000s for me to, like, never use grenades because they're just going to dodge it or not die anyways. I use them in Tarkov to flush people out of positions, but that's because in Tarkov, grenades are like nuclear bombs that'll kill you through walls and all kinds of crazy stuff. And so it's usually worth it just to, like, chuck it and see what happens. What's going on in this building? Rifle ammo. Let's go. If I could walk out of here with 11 or more rifle bullets, I'd be a happy camper. I'd be a real happy camper. I do like that they give you guns pretty quickly in this game. Like, I like that. Oh my god, that scared the hell out of me. Blow your stack. Who was that trap supposed to get, though? It went off when I was, like, over here. I must have hit a tripwire or something. Yeah, we can read John Steele, Special Agent. What is John Steele? Do I learn anything from John Steele, Special Agent? I would like to take less damage from attacks. Melee, that would be really nice. Out through the back real quick. We picked off a couple of bandits. So maybe they'll be thinned out enough over here for me to, like, loot for a second. Anything around? There's one over there. Ooh, 2 over there. Okay. That one's going up the tower. Is there anything in the towers? Dead guy over here. Hey, rifle ammo is rifle ammo. I'll take it. But I guess we're getting longer on in the video right now, so I'll do my closing thoughts. To my eye, Atomfall, from the 2.5 to 3 hours I've spent with it, my first impressions are actually pleasantly positive. I don't think it's going to be a game that's going to win Game of the Year awards or anything else like that. I tend to call these Sunday afternoon games where they have like they're not necessarily pushing the margins and the edges of gameplay in any direction that's going to blow you out of your chair, but at the same time, neither do they do anything so offensive that you stop playing them, and so I call those Sunday afternoon games. As I said earlier, it didn't completely and totally blow my socks off with its selection of mechanics so far, but from what I've seen, it does seem to be well constructed, low on bugs, optimized, visually appealing. It has pretty solid gunplay. For reference here, I was playing the game on medium visual settings during this video, just to see where the midline was at, and with a 4080, it worked perfectly fine. Load times were fast, there was never any hitching, there was never any hiccups, and I'm pretty convinced that aside from it auto-detecting my settings, I probably could have pushed up higher. But like I said, everything here seems to be done at least well, and a few parts were stand out. I actually really like the fact that the game doesn't give you much to go on when it comes to the narrative. It kind of reminds me of Generation Zero in that regard, which might drive some people crazy, but it works on me. It makes the world feel more cryptic, it makes it feel more, it makes it feel unexplained, it makes it feel obfuscated what the hell is actually going on, which is appealing to me personally. I really like show don't tell, and the game seems to be built in that direction. Exploration is really done well here. This is a game where every single mechanic inside of it ties back into exploration. You want new skills? Go exploring. You want new guns? Go exploring. You want new pieces of narrative? Go exploring. You get the idea. This is a game that's not going to tell you where to go. You just kind of wander around until you stumble on something that gives you a lead, and then you follow that lead down for your actual classic style questing. I enjoy games where looking around for hidden stuff and finding things is a big gameplay hallmark, so it worked on me. From there, the graphics, the gunplay, the sound, the voice acting, all seem to be done pretty well. I haven't had any bugs or any crashes either. It's been great. There was the occasional tearing of a texture in spots and water looking kind of weird over certain objects as it crossed in various areas of the map, but nothing too huge. Movement felt solid, it felt realistic. I like how when you cross a piece of terrain that's too steep, your character will actually kick into a butt slide, and it doesn't feel intrusive when it happens. It feels like your character naturally sort of slipped and fell. As far as the option menus go, there's a lot of visual, control, and accessibility options in this game. There's a lot to go through, and so make sure you check those out if there's things that you don't like about the way the game controls or feels, because it's actually got a fairly well done options menu. Potential points of friction I see for potential buyers. The melee gameplay was flat out not fun for me. It felt overly weighty, it felt overly clunky, and I found the hand-to-hand fighting to not be to my liking except for the knife. The knife is the only melee weapon I found that I was like, all right, this feels all right, and so that was pretty much the only one that I used. I opted for guns for the most part while playing because of this. Stealth is also really hit or miss. It has unpredictable results. This is due to the fact that enemies have very strong awareness, so they will see you from a long ways off a lot of the time, and so I honestly didn't really use stealth altogether that much either, unless it was like a really easy solo kill on a random guy that was sitting around and I didn't want to waste ammo. Your inventory is incredibly restricted in this game. I think it would be a really good idea for them to patch in craftable backpacks that you can find the recipes for around the map that add a second tab, and like each backpack you find gives you like 4 more slots and you can cycle in between the tabs. I think another 12 slots would make it a lot more manageable. And I found the inventory management for banking and storage to be pretty clunky when using the mouse, so make sure you use the hotkeys when you're doing that. But all in all, not a terrible game. This is like the perfect example of like a 7.8 to like 8.1 out of 10 game that will kill a Sunday afternoon. It's drawing on ideas from Metro and Stalker and Fallout and all of that kind of stuff. I did feel those influences inside of there, so if you're a fan of those kinds of games, I think you could honestly do a whole lot worse. The game's a little bit on the pricey side for the fact that it's not really pushing any boundaries or going into untrodden territory. Like, this game is sticking very clearly to just well-trodden paths and doing everything inside of there pretty well. So if you could score it for like $30, I'd say, yeah, dude, it's a good Sunday afternoon killer. I had fun with it. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so that you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we were fooling around with Atomfall. Tomorrow we'll be fooling around with something else. Bye, folks.